I hate life.
There we go. It's like Facebook was having some trouble tonight,
Yeah, I saw that.
Out apropos, you know what I mean? Considering we're about to review an anime about a guy who's having some trouble
It's true.
with his peepee.
For more than half.
He does that one sometimes.
It's true.
Hit the intro, Mark.
Do it. No, sorry. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Dad's Anime Stash. You waited till the right moment. Your parents are gone. Pulled out some DVDs, some Blu-rays, and you're here to watch us review Jobless Reincarnation Part 1, because Part 2 starts in April. So we're reviewing Part 1.
Season 2, Part 1. We already
season 2.
reviewed the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, Season 2, Part 1.
You all right there, Sai?
Nope.
I know you're a morning person.
Definitely not. More like a 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock person.
11 a.m.
Yeah, to 12 p.m.
But then after that, you're done.
Yeah, after that, I'm all out of energy. Actually, it's more like 11 to 11:01, but that's fine. Just like one good moment of my day.
So, we already reviewed Part 1, but why don't you go ahead and remind everyone what this is about, Sai?
It's about a fat kid who got bullied in school, who died, being a simp hero for the ages, and he got teleported into another world as a baby.
Let's go back to that. What do you mean he was a simp hero and he died?
I don't know. He just saw a hot girl and he saved her.
Saved her from what?
Death.
Yeah.
He pushed her out of the way of a car, I believe, or a truck or something.
And it was all for naught.
She was about to get hit.
She didn't die.
Nope, just got immediately teleported.
No, she didn't immediately get teleported. She gets teleported afterwards, right?
But she comes in way after him, but to her it was instantaneous. Okay. It's kind of like that whole Star Trek thing where they're following, they go to space time, and even though it was like seconds, it was like 17 years or whatever.
No, I just thought it happened a little bit after.
No, it was like right away, because she says the last thing she remembers is someone pushed her out of the way of a car, and then she wound up here.
Oh, well, I mean, he still saved her, so.
Yeah, it was just the weird part, because he died to get reincarnated. Well, she explains it. He was reincarnated, and she was teleported in.
Yeah, he got the better of the two.
A little bit, because he has power and magic, and she's just like, I'm using my knowledge to be a salesman, merchant,
to make things from.
Well, she doesn't even make them. She just makes up the she just makes the design, and then people make it for her.
Who?
I don't know her name.
I only know her other name, Silent Dawnstar or something.
Mask Girl.
Silent. I thought it was like Silent Dawnstar or something.
So let's jump back. He's met her before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've had a run-in.
She was the girl with the dragon god who killed him in season 1.
Now, what's the dragon god, Mark? Can you elaborate on what the dragon god is?
Orsted?
No, not who is the dragon. What is the dragon god?
He's like he's like cursed. He's at like war with the guy that pops into the main guy's dreams, god. The man god. And
now, what's a man god? Not who is the man god, but what makes up a man god.
Have they explained what he is yet?
Okay. No, they haven't. I was just fucking with you.
I was like, I
I'm
thought they just
sorry.
kind of said he's just he
I'm
just
sorry,
is
Mark.
suspicious.
They didn't
of this
say
kid.
anything about him.
I was like, man, I must have missed something.
I really like the man god though. He's so flamboyant. It's ridiculous.
There's some stuff there with him that I'm sure will come up.
He's flamboyant. That's it.
I mean, I don't know how long this anime will go on for, so I don't know how far it'll get.
Yeah. So the man god is obviously at war with Orsted, which makes sense because Orsted doesn't like weird freak people.
Yeah.
I feel like I should ask why is he a freak person? But
What about
I feel like it's
like
really
this?
just because he appears blank whenever you see him.
Yes, that's my
Okay.
big thing. That's why I
I
think
was
he's a
like,
freak
Josh,
person.
Josh, don't get us, please. I work very hard to stay right below the level of cancellation.
Right. So we're not going to get canceled for saying this weird,
Well, no, I
not
had just said he
completely
was
drawn
flamboyant.
outline of a person is a
I had
freak.
just said he was extremely flamboyant, so I didn't know.
Eccentric.
I would never call Elton John a freak, and he's flamboyant as hell.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's what I was asking, Josh. I'm just trying to make sure. You know, we know you're running for government in a few years.
Any day.
Yeah. I might
City
as well.
city
Different
comptroller
from this one.
No, he's running for president.
of
Everything.
president of everything. That's fair.
Yeah, it's him and
That's
King Fluffy.
That's a good business if you get, at least 1% of the votes in any state, they refund you your entire campaign. So you can just lie about that, which is a good career. But we're not talking
Really?
about the failure of the United States political system right now. We're talking about the failure of the political system of another realm.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning. So we have an episode 0. Episode 0, of course, is about our girl, Silent Fritz.
Yes.
Flashback.
That was a special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her getting teleported.
Yes. So this teleportation is a big problem. Whenever they were teleporting people from our world into this world, it also caused the mass teleportation incident, which shot, everybody everywhere, which led us on our journey that we didn't really take part in this entire episode. So,
I mean, we kind of did, right? Oh, this episode you said. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we don't talk about this episode, but we find out that she was teleported to this royal palace, and the princess was like, "Well, I have to kill you now unless you become my slave guardian or whatever."
Yep. Yeah, and you can't tell anyone who you are and wear this mask.
Well, I think it's because she was a lady, right? Like that's why they made her wear the mask because they didn't want people to know she was being protected by a girl.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Which is weird because you wouldn't think it'd be that big of a deal.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you would think you could have just said she's a female guard and everyone would have been like, okay.
Yeah, considering how many, female guards we've seen in this show so far, we saw last season and we also see this season.
Yeah, but we've never seen one guard a woman. Right?
I mean, other than like the Beast Tribe, I guess. The Doldias.
Because I mean, I'm guessing like, isn't she in line for the throne or whatever? So I'm guessing you'd want to front and make it look like
she
a
was
man.
like second or third, but she lost her. She's there because she lost her play for power.
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of want to put out that front, I guess, that I have big, strong, burly men. In this world, not in my world.
It seemed like her selling point for like why Fritz was like a danger. It wasn't that like Fritz was a guy. It was they can spell cast without incantations, which you could have done male or female. But like, hey, this really powerful mage doesn't need incantations. Boom.
But would you be more scared of a little girl or a little guy?
I mean, if it's an elf that size, I don't think it would really matter.
Here's what that's a good point, Mark, because a female elf and a male elf are both pretty little things. That's kind of their thing. But let me ask you this, Sai. Would you be more scared of a little dude with a machine gun or a little girl with a machine gun?
A little dude with a machine gun.
Really? Why? I'd be scared either way.
I don't think I'd be scared as scared of the woman, because I feel like I could woo her because I'm a ladies' man.
I did forget about you being a ladies' man.
I mean, I feel like I could woo her, so that might just be a me thing. I don't know. But regardless, we're talking about a ancient, like a medieval society. That's what I'm getting at. It's medieval things.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I'm assuming it has something to do with medieval gender politics.
Probably, yeah.
Because we're gonna run across another political pitfall later on.
Which one?
The dwarf child.
Oh yeah, the whole slavery thing. Which I did see an interesting comment, because you guys know I always read some of the Crunchyroll stuff to see how weird people are.
Yeah, you haven't said that in a while.
Yeah,
I forgot you did it.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, sometimes I read like those really obscure websites that we found where people are like, "This is the greatest anime that changed my life," and it's like pure trash, garbage, and they talk about how amazing it was.
Garbage can change your life too.
True.
I mean, Josh thinks Adventure 2 is the best Digimon, so I just wanted to pick at Josh.
Listen here, Sai. If you don't think Adventure 2 was so good, why did you give it an A+?
I never said it wasn't good.
I think
you gave it the same. You gave it the same grade as you gave Adventure.
Did I?
You did.
I feel like you went and looked at that to make sure.
Of course, I went and looked at that.
I mean, same grade, but one's clearly higher on that grade scale. It's an A+ with love, and then the one's an A+ with
Yeah, but so a lot of the stuff was talking about how like this season, or at least part 1 was like mostly centered around like character growth. People were talking about, but someone did bring up an interesting point, like comparison of like
they said character growth.
That's what people are like.
You know what character growth they're talking about.
But one comment people brought up as like a comparison was like between season 1 and season 2 is like in season 1, the demon guy that he's partnered up with goes on like that killing rampage or whatever because of the slavers.
Rudyard?
Yeah. And it's like a big deal for Rudy that like, you know, all these slaves, like it's like a big thing where he's like offended at all the slavery or whatever. And then in season 2, he just outwardly just goes and starts buying people.
Well, to be fair, he just bought that one girl, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can argue like
very blasé about buying a person though.
I mean, he bought her and then
like he did stuff with her that was nicer. Like he didn't brand her or put a spell on her. He essentially
freed her and gave her a job. He essentially
just
a minority hired
her. Like she can't really leave though. Like she could run away because he didn't brand her or do that spell thing or whatever that he mentioned. But even before he found her, he was like sitting with the guy and he's just like, "Yeah, we're looking for this. I'm looking for a kid." Like it was like Josh said, very just kind of.
Oh yeah, it was definitely
did not have any remorse about just the fact that he was there to buy someone.
I mean, yeah.
I think it'd be a big deal to buy a person personally, but I have morals.
Even if you knew you were doing it as like a thing to save someone, or like you were like, oh well, I'll adopt her, but like I'll free her or whatever. Like you'd feel like you'd be more apprehensive.
Okay, my question is that different than adopting?
I mean, he really doesn't care. Like
how?
Like he just bought her in a cage.
What is an orphanage if not a cage?
I think. Well, first off, we call them group homes now.
Okay.
But I think there is a difference between a group home and a cage.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying like, yeah,
I used to listen when I was a
came
young
from a
man.
bad
I used to hang
place.
out with this dude named Laser. Okay, and he was an orphan, and he didn't live in a cage.
Yeah, no.
Of course, we did call him Laser, and that wasn't his name. So that's a whole thing.
Yeah,
but
it's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm not actually saying that they live in cages, or I'm saying that it's
you're
good
saying
to buy.
Need to slam all the orphans into cages.
No,
to get them out of your way.
No, what I'm saying is
you're tired of walking down the street, wading through piles of orphans. You need to get these pieces of shit out of your way. You're tired of their blood all over your shoes.
No, I like the blood on my shoes. Okay. It makes cool splash patterns.
Excellent.
You actually made me forget what I was trying to make the point of. And I'm sad now.
I don't know.
But no, is it really different if he I mean, yes, slavery is bad. That's against the point.
Okay, let's just make that stance right now. Slavery is bad. We all agree.
Yeah, slavery is bad. But
oh Lord.
I mean,
and cancel.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm not saying slavery is good or that him buying a person is good, but I'm saying this is the best case that you get in slavery, right?
I mean, you mean for her?
No, just in general, as a person buying another person.
So you're saying yes, he did buy a slave, but he bought her more as an adoptive daughter.
Yes.
And that's what you want when you're a slave.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's the last part. Just up until the part where you was like, that's what you want as a slave. I mean, as a slave, your life is going to be shit regardless. You're a slave.
Yes.
And that's a bad thing. But now she's kind of not a slave. I mean, this is just a pitfall of a.
This is a pitfall. There's not a good way to say she's got.
Yeah, it's just he buys a slave and doesn't really. Again, my point bringing it up was that people were talking about how in comparison,
is it better than Raf? Is it not a better showing than Raftalia?
Which.
I think it's a similar case, a very similar case.
Yeah, but he's not making her fight.
Well, he's not. Well, he did make Raftalia fight at first, but if she didn't want to, he would have stopped.
Okay.
He would have probably thrown her back in the gutter.
I also go to bat for the shield hero because he's a good person.
Shield hero is a good person.
I mean, again, he bought a slave and he did also kidnap
a lot of slaves. Actually,
he also did kidnap 2 beast girls because they broke a statue of his, and then they became obsessed with him.
I mean, hey, sometimes you just gotta
Stockholm syndrome,
Sometimes you just gotta abide by the laws. And
all right, guys, let's take a step back. Let's go back to the beginning of the season. Before the slaves, before the kidnapping, before all the other stuff our great hero does.
Remember, Dad's Anime Stash does not condone slavery.
We are an anti-slavery, anti-kidnapping podcast.
Yes.
But we always got to put that at the end. So Rudy is looking for his mama because he got ditched by his girlfriend. He's got that Shinji syndrome, right? So he starts teaming up with this team. What?
To be fair, Shinji got deep? Okay, I'm not remembering that right. Just go keep it on.
Shinji has a lot of problems.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I was like, we're not going to get into that.
we'll get to Evangelion at some point in our lives, and it's going to be very fucked up, and we're going to end every sentence with "but" when we talk about that show. But so we go back. Explain this to me. We've got Rudy. He is looking for his mom, and he's making a reputation for himself, but he calls himself Quagmire. What did I miss? Why does he call himself Quagmire?
No clue. I thought maybe it's because he uses like those earth spells, but then I was like, but you use tons of other stuff.
I think they made a comment about it, but like Quagmire, Rudius, whatever, it's like a whole long thing. I guess it's his nickname.
We got time. Explain it.
I don't remember.
I still don't understand.
I don't remember it. I just remember him being like Quagmire Rudius. I think it has something to do with the first season, right?
I assume.
First season ends. He gets ditched by Ares. He goes and he's gonna join a new party. But he's sad.
It's because he uses the Quagmire skill.
He uses like so many things.
Quagmire is it's his signature skill, is what they say.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. He's very sad. So he goes out with this party led by the most annoying person in the world. Who? Timothy is the most annoying person in all of anime. And I wish he was murdered. The leader of the party he's in.
What? Stepladder or the other one that he's in?
The first one.
Oh, with the girl that...
yes, Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, no,
Why do you hate Timothy?
He's so passively annoying.
I mean, he's just passive.
He's passive and weak and pointless.
I mean, that's why he got his people killed, I assume.
Yeah. That's what happens.
I wouldn't call him annoying. I didn't care enough to have a feeling about him.
He annoyed me. These are my feelings about him. I wish he would have been eaten by bears.
I kind of feel that way about Bodyguardy.
Oh, no, you don't.
After you said we all love Bodyguardy, I hated him.
No, we all love Body Boy.
After you said
we're not there yet.
Let's keep I was like, going. Let's not.
We need to talk about what this season's really about. And you got a mean girl named Sarah, who's very mean to Rudy all the time. Very mean, constantly, and then expects him to put out.
That wasn't Sarah. Sarah was the big chick.
No.
Yes.
No, Sarah was the blonde chick.
Sarah was the blonde.
Sarah's the one that wanted to sleep with him. He couldn't get it up, and then she was like, "Oh, well, I was only doing this out of obligation anyway."
I had their names wrong.
Yes.
What's the other girl's name?
I don't know.
Suzanne, right? Yeah, Suzanne.
Maybe.
Okay. That's why I got him confused. Okay.
So this is the whole point of this season. It's that Rudy peepee don't work.
Yep. Because Eris left him.
He even went to a professional to try to
who literally gives him the solution.
Yeah.
And we just have to wait 7 episodes for it to work.
Make an emotional connection.
She tells him that because it seems like he's afraid of women now.
The whore?
She tells me if you sleep with someone that you know won't leave you.
Like an actual professional.
Well, I mean, professional with that, yeah.
She is a professional making that happen.
I mean, yes, but she's
in that world,
erectile.
No, okay. But the guy trying to fix him didn't know what his problem was. He just knew oh, okay, you can't get it up. Well, I know a pro that I go to, so maybe she can do it.
I know the local hooker.
Because she even when he comes back out, the first thing he says when he says how did it go? Trashy. Yeah, well, when he goes back out and the guy asks him how did it go, Rudy says I had her try a bunch of stuff and none of it worked. Which just leads to what exactly was he having her try?
I don't think we need to get into that either.
mouth stuff, hand stuff.
We're, I think
Stork stuff.
let's just stop with the description of what the prostitute might have done with the young boy.
Okay,
and
so
we'll move on.
I mean, he's okay. So my question is, I have another question that might get me in trouble. So people are like, him being old inside is a bad thing.
Like people
for when he has, like when he has relations with the young characters. Is it bad for the prostitute since he's old at heart? Like, where do we draw the line for? Like, can he just have no relations until?
I don't know. I think people are too hung up on the fact that he's reincarnated.
I just believe that people put too much.
I think a lot of it has to do with who he was as a
pedophilia in anime. Period.
Well, I think people are too hung up
on that. It's not real, people.
Well, not only that, but he was a shut-in, like...
Yeah, he's definitely not a
he wasn't like a
adult
person that was like going out and like trying to take advantage of women or anything when in his past life.
He definitely wasn't well adjusted and
no. So him being reincarnated is just like, it's like
he's the regular age.
Yeah, like you're just because he has memories of being in his room all day and getting horribly bullied does not mean he's in any sort of advantage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that bullying. I'm pretty sure that bullying knocked his mental growth back about a good 10 years. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah, like he wasn't leading a life that was like, oh, I can say I know exactly what to say to get any girl I want. I can do all these things. Like, he wasn't exactly leading a life of leisure and luxury in his past life.
Yeah, and not exactly in this one either.
No,
I mean, no.
So he goes to school.
Compared to his dad,
it is.
He's an upstanding
compared to his dad, yeah. But then he goes to school. Well, he's still in school. That's only part one, so he's still in school.
Yeah,
but I don't know. To me,
I don't. Interesting though.
He did magically get that letter out of nowhere, though.
It's a big difference from season 1 to season 2, because in season 1, he's traveling across the world with a demon to try to find his way back home, and in season 2, he's in high school with a broken peepee.
Yeah. Also,
seems like a step down, to be honest.
This is a side thing, but season 1's all about like this journey to find his mom, and they show her like in this labyrinth, right?
And he's still looking for his mom.
Well, that's the thing. They mention in part 1 of season 2 that his mom has been found, that she's a freelancer at this labyrinth, and his dad and the rest of his family is going to this city to go get her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what was the point of season 1 if it's
to
just
find that out?
It feels like a letdown from that arc. You know what I mean? Like, all this build up about like him finding his mom. They do like the little teaser of her being in this secret location, and then it's just
too realistic.
And there's
all that work for nothing.
Yeah, and then it's just we found her. Because that's why he goes to school, is because they tell her like, oh, your mom will just be there. Go to school, learn more stuff. Your mom's already found. She's already good. That part of your journey's done.
Well, no, it was go to school and wait for them to come back.
Well, yeah, because they're in some like it would take him. It would take a year of walking for him to get there or something.
Well, to be fair, it was go to school and it'll fix your pee.
Right, that's what the man guy told him.
And that too, and then which essentially the girl was like, just sit still. Your mom and dad are gonna be heading back this way, so we don't need to move. Because the whole thing in season 1 was, let's get our entire family back together after they got separated. And the climax-ish part of season 1, I guess, was him finding his dad, his sister, and the maid mom. Side piece mom. Right? So, and then, I guess, when does he find out? It's like halfway through the season? Is when he finds out his mom is
right before he goes to school, like the episode before he shows up at the school.
We're
like 4,
no,
maybe
it's like
episodes.
5 episodes in.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5, somewhere around there. Is where he's pretty much told, oh, by the way, we found your mom. she's in this labyrinth. Your dad's already gone to go get her with the rest of your family, so you might as well go to school now and wait till they're on their way back.
But to be fair, once his peepees kind of stopped working, he kind of stopped caring about his mom.
He kind of started caring about everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then the Demon King shows up. There's some weird stuff happening, and then the one
bodyguard.
It shows up and he's like, "Oh, I'm the fiance of that."
I had to look up who it was. It's the
to be fair,
that gives him the eye.
The demon goddess was weird in the first season.
She was, but now and then this guy just shows up,
meets him out of nowhere, and gives him.
Wasn't she running from something or someone?
She was running out on a tab. She didn't pay a bill or something.
Wow.
So she gives him the gift of foresight.
A lot of high name players in the first 2 seasons because he runs in Thorstead too.
Yeah. So second thought,
and the Man God.
What's the vetting process at this school where they're like, "Oh, Demon King, special student, welcome in"? Like it was literally he beats him in the duel where they beat. He wins, and then the Demon King punches him anyway. And then the next episode is the Demon King being like, "Oh, I'm a student now."
He technically killed the Demon King.
He did
kill the Demon King, but he was reborn into a smaller version of the Demon King.
For until his hands came back to him.
Right.
The punch was friendlier.
It was a friendlier.
It was a friendly punch. But yeah, why is how old is this Demon King?
Right, and then he just enrolls in school. He's just like, "Well, I'm a special student now. I'm here."
So, I feel like this is more of a college than like a high school.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe they're just like, if we say no to the Demon King, he's just going to beat up all the students again.
I mean, probably. I mean,
so we might as well just say yes.
If you're the head administrator and the Demon King says, "I'm a special student," are you going to tell him no?
Yeah, but I'm not a wuss.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll take death.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'll just kick his ass.
Yeah, he's got to. Also, I don't know. I was kind of let down with the spell he used to hit the Demon King. Like when he fought.
Cool.
I mean, it was cool, but when he fought the Dragon God, he used like that giant, like purple orb of explosion of like all his mana.
He's refined a lot more since then.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was a flashier move. This was just more. I can just put my mana into it.
Yeah, so
make it the most practical.
So I've like tried to read up on some stuff, but this seems like it's very much gonna like I see this anime like depending on how long it goes for. I think this is gonna be an isekai where like the main character like is not saving the world. Like he's not changing the world in a drastic way. He's just gonna like live his life and be powerful.
Yeah, I don't think he was meant to.
I heard there was gonna be there's like a spin-off series in the works or something.
What's that?
It's supposed to take like it's like 80 years in the future, so it's like the only people that will be in there is like some of the side. Yeah, so it's like it's not going to have any of the main characters in it at all.
It would have, I guess,
Sylphie could be in it.
Singer Digger could be in it.
Yeah, any elf that we've seen or the demons could be in it.
Super unnecessary.
It does. Yeah, I just saw something saying that it was being talked about in the.
I mean, 80 years. I assume he could be alive in 80 years. He would be like 90.
Yeah. Well, I do. I know what happens to him.
Oh.
I was curious to. So I was reading up on some stuff of like where the anime or where the manga goes. It's gonna be real weird.
I mean, it already was.
Yeah, it gets weirder.
I don't. It would have to go JoJo's for me to call it.
I don't know how long the anime will go on for, so I don't know how much we'll actually.
It's pretty popular. It'll probably.
Size tolerance for weird is way higher than anyone else's.
I like weird. Weird is why I watch anime. Why I could just watch regular cartoons.
That is normal. True. I don't know what else happens in part 1. He goes to school, doesn't really learn anything.
Well, I mean, he gets hooked up with his friend Mr. Strongman.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like
that's
that.
true.
Who, he's his best friend because they build statues of scantily clad women together. But they have so much trouble with it that they buy a slave. Back to where we started.
Are we going to forget the part where he kidnapped those girls?
We're about to get to that part.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier.
Okay, because I was pretty
you seem
sure
very
that
excited
happened.
about it. So tell us about the kidnapping.
No, he just kidnapped her because they destroyed his statue.
they which what's lost in the context is
Gaganga? Is that
the who?
Gaganga? What are they called?
Oh, the Dorias or something?
These people?
I thought it was a D something. Like
I don't know.
But yeah.
You said it earlier. They're princesses.
Yes, I get in they're in line to take over of the beast tribe that he meets in season 1. And also, it's lost in context because they say it really quickly and then he just brushes over, everything and is just angry that they broke his statue. Is that they had the statue because Strongman lost a duel to them, so he had to give them the statue as payment. Therefore, it was no longer his. So it wasn't like they were like bullying him and they broke it to be like mean. He lost a duel. They thought it was creepy, then broke it.
Well, that is kind of being mean, though.
They were definitely bullying him. The two of them made him fight the duel for something he loved.
Okay, yeah, but like he didn't lose the statue like involuntarily.
Yes, but they also didn't have to break it.
No, I agree with you on that. They didn't need to break it, but like Rudy doesn't even mention the fact that he lost it.
I feel like that's more of a mob mentality.
It is, yeah.
You wronged our guy, so I can't fault him for that.
Yeah, but then so he kidnaps both of them.
It's his newly found religion, Mark.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. So he ties them up, he kidnaps them, and then
do they? What seems themselves?
Like they did because he leaves them. He leaves them overnight.
Sure
yeah, because he at some point left to go to the library to meet up with Fritz at the time,
his accomplice.
Yeah, and then tells like Fritz what he did. Then they go back to see them. So he's clearly been gone for almost a full day at this point. After he
they said he was gone for at least some.
So they had fully keyed themselves and were like. I'm guessing beast people probably have different metabolisms, so they were like starting to show signs of like dehydration and.
But he does let them go.
He does, and then they get Stockholm Syndrome and declare that he's now the leader of their pack.
I don't think it's Stockholm. I think that's cultural.
Maybe, but I think it's both.
I mean, he wasn't there enough for it to be Stockholm.
But it doesn't.
I think you have
Stockholm
to be there.
Syndrome. It doesn't have like a definition of like time. It's just you developing feelings.
Well, no,
for
what
your
I'm saying, like. I don't think he interacted enough with them in their captivity for them to feel that way yet. Like, maybe in a few days, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
I think it's the fact that...
I am a psychologist. It's Stockholm Syndrome.
I think it's part of it. I think it's part Stockholm Syndrome, part... he was willing to, like, let their punishment just be, like, fix the statue, but Fritz is the one who did, like, the whole fake... permanent tattoo thing, so like he was gonna like let them off with like a slight warning, but like Fritz is the one who went crazy with it, so it's like
I don't think they knew that, right?
Yeah, because Fritz started. He said, "Fritz, tell them your plan, or like tell them your thing," or Fitz, and cuts like they start interrupting.
No, it was Fritz. No, it is Fitz. It's Fitz.
They start cutting off Fitz, and then Rudy kicks back in. He goes, "No, you listen to what they're saying." So, like, they would be able to infer that, like, this idea was clearly Fitz's.
I think that him going get it would kind of make them infer that it was actually him, but that's semantics. Because I feel like it's more cultural.
I'm sure part of it. I'm sure part of it is cultural from when he beat them both. When he beat them both.
Most of it is cultural.
He did beat both of them in like a pseudo duel, 2-on-1.
And we do see that, like, they have to fight the pack leader to
He has to fight,
win one of, like, to win their hand in marriage. They have to fight the pack leader.
Yeah. But then, so he goes to school. All that stuff happens, and then Fitz tells Rudy who she really is.
Well, it's more than that. Fitz has a whole plan, which is interesting because, like, let me ask you this, guys: if a girl you knew came up to you wearing sunglasses, would you recognize her?
Probably not.
Because I probably would.
I probably could piece it together.
I mean, if I hadn't seen her in 10 years, probably not.
It hasn't been 10 years.
It's been a few.
It was 2 or 3.
She didn't look
longer than that.
It was a few years because it was when he left to go.
He left to go tutor.
Yeah, so it
was maybe like
at
6.
least 5.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years.
I'll give you that. And there's some.
Did she have different hair? Was
her hair was shorter
in season 1? Was it?
Yeah, and it was a different color.
Yes,
it was a different color and shorter.
I would still know, but
I wouldn't.
I'm
not lying. I really wouldn't.
No, yeah, I mean, like, to you, women are a dime a dozen.
No,
it would depend on who women. It is.
Like, they're lining up.
It is interesting though. Like, she's under Josh's mindset where she assumes that he's going to recognize her, and when he doesn't, she immediately goes, "He doesn't remember who I am anymore."
No, I'm also pretty sure he hit his head a couple of times since.
I mean, he did die.
Oh, he did die. Yeah,
he did die. Right.
What was the other guy's name? The other guard? The gray rat?
Something no-toast gray rat. I don't. Luke?
Oh yeah,
Luke. Yes.
Yeah, Luke.
Okay.
How is
one
that
of my favorite scenes in all of this was just Luke talking about how unattractive Sylphie is.
Yeah. He's like, hence why I'm not attracted to her at all.
The gray rat men are attracted to busty women. Like,
that's why I don't find you attractive.
I don't see Sylphie as anything at all.
Yeah.
We're gonna really have to work to get Rudy attracted to her.
Yeah.
It just showed that they were bros.
Yeah, it's pretty
he
funny.
Really did. She wasn't. She isn't.
And he does defend Rudy too when the princess makes fun of his erectile
dysfunction.
Yeah,
he does.
He stands up for him and he's like, "No, you don't understand how it is. You're not a guy. You don't get it."
I mean, I don't get it either, but
well, men have to have an emotional connection where women will just do it with anyone.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought everyone felt that way.
Yeah, but he does stand up for him, which is a cool.
No,
not
everyone needs an emotional connection, Si.
No, I thought. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, but so her plan.
I'm confused.
to Josh's thing, her plan to admit who she really is, and then to be with Rudy is to take him out to the snow, like the snow forest or whatever flower thing that she said she was gonna go get. Makes it rain.
So they get wet.
So they get wet, and then he makes them a cave, and then she's like, "Oh, I can't."
Think they just found the cave, right?
No, he made it.
Yeah,
I thought they found.
Well, he found like a cave, and then he like increased the dimensions, and he built in like you could tell he built in like columns for support, and
he Minecrafted it.
Yeah, essentially, he found a small cave and Minecrafted it.
I'd never noticed that.
Yeah, and then she tells him, "I can't take my clothes off, so you have to do it for me."
Yeah, to remind him.
And she says
the time he did it as a little kid.
And he says, Master Fitz, I know you're a woman.
He does.
Because he knows.
Because he does.
He can recognize a man from a woman.
Well, she touched him. Well, she fell on him and touched her boobs. His body.
Yeah, because up until that, he was starting to convince himself he might be gay.
Which I'm not completely convinced that she has enough for him to have realized that she was a woman.
That is true.
Yeah.
I have a cousin he's a man and he has way bigger boobs than her.
Yeah. But he figures it out, tells her that, and then he still can't get it up. He gets like a little something, but
No,
he
he
still
got it
can't.
up.
He got it up for like a second, but then when he tried to like sleep with her, it went away again, and he was like, "Well, this is progress." So they go back, and Luke gives her this now rare aphrodisiac because the place where it was made is now gone
because of Rudy's previous adventures there.
Yeah, and it's worth 100 gold, and
which is a lot.
Yeah, and he gives it to her because he said, yeah, this was gonna be our running away money. If we ever had to go on the run, this would give us the money to live on the run. But he gives it to her so she can have sex. So, you know, but but there you go. It works. She gives the aphrodisiac to Rudy. They both drink it, and now his peepee works at the end of season 2, part 1.
No, it doesn't completely work, right? I thought it was like
No, it works because because then the next morning he like gropes her and like it works again. He's like, "Oh, I'm cured."
He's cured.
So he's officially cured. And now
And
he's got to go
the
find his
PP arc
family.
ends.
Yep, no more PP arc. Now it's just the rest of school, and then I'm assuming going to his family to marry Sylvie. Now
He's got to marry Sylvie because he said he would.
Well, aren't they already married?
No, he just said he would marry her.
I thought the princess had said that they were married or something.
No, she just said if you want to marry him, like you're something, I don't know, you got to take care of her or something.
The princess acts like she knows so much. She don't. She's just some kid.
She really is like a kid who failed at her succession. So now so her grandmaster plan to attempt to retake the throne again is Luke, Sylvie, and now Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a fairly good plan, though.
I mean, Rudy's probably powerful enough to
say if you cut out Luke and Sylvie, yeah.
Then yeah,
I mean, Sylvie's probably a saint class, at least mage. Since she
I don't
can
think
do,
so.
I don't think I think she's intermediate.
She can do wordless magic. No one else can do that.
She can't. Well, she can, but apparently it's a thing Rudy can easily teach now because he's teaching the dwarf girl how to do the exact same.
It's not that it's easy to teach; it's that she doesn't know magic. So
well, he said the only thing he ever says on it is if he starts young, it's doable. If you try to do it when you're older, it's doable. But
it's easier when you're taught young, and because Rudy says
what's the highest
that's
level?
why
highest level is God, right?
Highest level is God.
So so Rudy's what? Emperor?
No, I believe he is.
I can't remember the levels offhand.
I think he's God. He might be God.
Rudy, if he's not officially God level, he is God level.
Yeah, I know he's not officially God level because I read up some stuff that when they describe power levels later on, he does not ever get diagnosed as God level in any of his magic.
They also don't say it very much. I think the only time he's
recognized as like right below God, but I can't remember what that is.
Emperor.
Yeah, so he's only in some of his magic. He's recognized.
I definitely think
the rest he's like saint or something. Like,
oh no, she's definitely a saint because she makes she is. I'm looking.
I feel like she's more intermediate because Rudy beat her in 2 seconds. Whereas I feel like if she was at least a saint, she would have been able to put up somewhat of a fight. But he immediately cast Dispel Magic, and she's out of the fight.
The saint class is large scale complex mana manipulation, usually spells that affect the weather. We saw her affect the weather,
but only with his staff, and it drained her of like all her. power.
She started it before. But I mean, she still did it. It's not saying that, like, the capability to do it.
But I don't. She might be like. I think she's like approaching saint level, but I wouldn't say she's like
but that's still advanced. Then she'd be advanced.
The Council of Magic. We're voting on who's
we are.
Who cares?
Well, no, Roxy's saint class, and whenever she did the saint class spell, she was also out of mana.
Roxy was saint class last time we saw her.
True. And she ran out of magic when she did the saint class spell.
And to be fair, they don't believe that mana can be raised, even though we know many people who have raised their mana.
100% can if you train.
But if anyone cares, the ranks are beginner, intermediate, advanced, saintly, kingly, emperor, and divine, or god.
Okay, I'd say Sylphie's advanced.
I'd say she's saint, since she's.
I'm gonna go with advanced, man.
It doesn't say with or without a wand.
But okay, so the point is, and then Luke is like what? Advanced sword wielder, something like that.
I don't know. I don't think
he's that good because he gets his butt whooped.
When did
at
we
the
see
start.
Luke fight?
The start of season 2 when the princess gets ambushed.
Oh,
He fights a little bit.
It was an ambush, though.
It was an ambush, but like.
Oh, but we're giving Luke the benefit.
No, I'm saying I only put him as like an advanced.
He's an intermediate swordsman, elementary water.
Listen, Luke automatically gets to go up 1 tier for being a man, where Sylphie has to go down 1 tier.
That that's a fair point. And he sticks up for Rudy about the ED thing, so that bumps him up a little bit.
Yeah,
as a bro.
But he's a divine level bro.
Yeah, but So then that's the end of part 1, and part 2 starts in a week or 2.
She's definitely.
This is one of your favorite shows, isn't it, Mark?
No,
it was
because it makes you think of your favorite wrestler, Lord Tensei.
That is true. I mean, I enjoyed season 1 a lot. I did not enjoy this season or part 1 of this season as much as I did season 1. But it's only part of it. So
I liked it a lot, but I think I'm riding off the high of season 1. I do feel like it's a big step back.
I do too, but it is only part 1, so who knows? Maybe the second part picks up a lot, and then it becomes easier to judge it as a whole. But
maybe everyone's PP will stop working, and he'll have to fix the pandemic.
It's true.
Even lady PPs.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? You wanna give it? If you were, let's say you were grading this on a scale that started with S plus and went down to something we I think an F, or we do E's. Yeah. I don't remember.
I think F. It's just been a while since we gave an F.
No, I thought D was where we ended.
No, we went to F before because we gave.
I've given an F. I feel
we gave someone gave Record of Ragnarok an F.
That sounds
which
like
is
me.
Completely wrong.
Oh, you haven't seen Record of Ragnarok?
I've seen it. I watched the latest season the day it came out, and I watched all of it.
That's fucking great. See, that's wrong. That's the wrong thing to do.
No,
but we've used Fs. I can't remember what we gave season 1. I think most of us were like A's or higher.
Yes.
She is a water saint class magician.
Who?
Sylphie.
Oh, that's wrong.
No, it's right.
And everything else.
Okay. Who wrote that? Anyone from this podcast, The Council of Magic?
Yep, I did.
So I was like, I just wrote it in her wiki right now.
Water saint class mage.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to be conservative with the rating because it's only part 1 of the 2-parter, but I'm going with like a B for this so far. It's a step down. Season 1 was an A, so it's definitely a step down. But
I say A minus. No, I'll say A. It's fine. It's just slow.
You're giving it an A, Sai?
It's fine. It's slow. I feel like I gave the first season an A plus.
I think you did.
You did give the first season an A plus, just like me, and I'm going to give this an A. And I would lean more towards an A minus because it is kind of slow. But I'm going to pump it up to a full A because the theme song is my favorite opening to any anime theme ever.
It is a good.
Have you not heard the Masher one?
Yeah,
the new.
I like this better.
Oh, I don't know. I don't listen to.
It is a good intro. I do very much enjoy the intro.
Except for we are fighting dreamers.
It's called Spiral by Longman. All right, so
I'll never be able to do that except for the pillows.
The intro to it gets called Spiral.
It gets an A minus.
Yeah,
something like
fine.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, we got 2 A's and a B.
I'm good. I'm good to go up to a B plus. I can go up to a B plus.
No, I mean it would be a minus.
All right. Well, Mark, you got anything for us?
Especially since me and Josh's votes count more than Mark's.
We do.
For
Mark only gets 3/5 of a vote.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, I did watch some other stuff actually. I've actually been able to watch some anime recently.
I'm watching Haikyuu again.
I watched Levius on Netflix. It was like a discount
the knockoff Megalobox.
Yeah, it's literally like knockoff Megalobox
with bad graphics, right?
Yeah,
and CGI.
It was that. Yeah, that CGI look. And then I watched Demon Slayer, not Demon Slayer. Goblin Slayer.
That's probably
those are very different.
They were. Levius was like a week or two ago.
No, I meant Demon Slayer and Goblin.
Yeah, my brain. I'm
very different.
Yeah,
no, I know. I was just like.
Yeah, I binge watched Goblin Slayer over the last like week or so.
Was it good?
I really liked it.
Okay.
I liked it more than this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's weird.
Spin
her up, man. What do we got? I'm excited.
I'd give Goblin Slayer. I'd give Goblin Slayer an A+.
Kind of not.
What's it gonna be?
Something stupid. Wow!
Fantastic!
And that's original Dragon Ball, correct?
Original Dragon Ball.
Jesus Christ!
Yep.
OG
Dragon Ball, which I have not rewatched in a very long time.
Me either. I'm excited to hit this up again.
You know, that feels appropriate. That feels appropriate to do a Dragon Ball review.
Yeah, it's crazy because I just bought the visual history of Dragon Ball book.
No, nice.
Yeah, it's good. Come in.
I read something on that new anime that he had made.
Sandland.
Daima.
Sandland came out last week.
Yeah. And then the other ones I mentioned is also
Dragon Ball
Which
Daima.
one did you read about, Mark?
Dragon Ball Daima.
Ha! Told you it was Daima, Josh.
Yeah, but he also could have watched Sandland and he didn't. All right,
I could have watched Sandland and I didn't either.
You need to watch Sandland. Let's wrap it up.
I don't know if I will.
What do we got? What do we got going on next week?
I don't know.
Pretend like you read the text messages we send to each other 40 times a day.
But I just don't remember. Is it a quiz show?
No.
It's the thing that
what is it?
It's the Facebook thing, right?
Oh, the thing with the guy that we disappoint.
Athgeek will be here next week to walk us through the new season of anime. We're gonna rank it without knowing anything about it.
Did we tell Athgeek?
Yeah,
I won't be here.
Okay,
probably. Mark
won't be here. He's gotta pretend like
I might be able to use my phone. I'm not bringing my laptop with me, so I would only have my phone.
I don't know how I feel about discount Majin Buu.
So it's possible. I might try to pop in if my phone cooperates.
Super Saiyan Majin Buu.
What are you talking about?
What?
I was looking at the pictures of Sandland. Because he's Majin Buu with Super Saiyan hair.
Gotcha.
That's Beelzebub. This is a different person. His father is Deborah, the Demon King.
You can't tell me he doesn't look like Majin Buu.
He doesn't. Majin Buu is fat.
Yeah. And then week after that, week after that, Dragon Ball.
Kid Buu.
And then Dragon Ball.
All right. That's it. We've told everyone what we're doing for the rest of our lives.
You didn't say how many of